Loving someone doesn't mean sacrificing yourself to save them. I know that sounds backwards, but stay with me. We're often taught that real love means holding on tighter, fighting harder, giving more. But sometimes the most loving, most courageous thing you can do is just let go. In this video, I'll show you why self-worth, not self-sacrifice, is the key to breaking free from toxic cycles, how to stop shrinking to fit into someone else's life, and how to start living your own unapologetically. Because here's the truth. Love should never require you to abandon yourself. Your journey back to yourself starts now. Have you ever felt like you're constantly walking on eggshells around someone you care about? That's often one of the first signs, and it's so subtle. It doesn't usually start with slamming doors. It starts with small, quiet compromises. You shrink your needs. You apologize when you haven't done anything wrong. You silence your dreams, keep the peace. But here's something important to know. Peace that demands we betray ourselves isn't peace at all. It's self-abandonment. Some red flags to watch for: constant criticism disguised as help, control masked as protection, isolation from your family and your friends, guilt trips when you try to assert yourself, your boundaries, jealousy framed as "I just love you so much." Let's just pause here for a second. Jealousy is not love. It's not romantic. It's not protective. Jealousy is rooted in fear, insecurity, and control, not real connection. If someone's love demands possession over us, demands we shrink, demands we prove our loyalty daily, that's just not love. That's fear wearing a mask. If your significant other has ever said to you, "You're not enough for me," well, I'm telling you, remember this. They're projecting their own emptiness onto you. It's an attack on your identity. Another person's soul should never rule over yours. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone. If they fail to see your light, well, that's on them, not on you. Recognizing these red flags is the first courageous step toward reclaiming your peace. What if the love you're chasing from others is the love you are meant to give to yourself first? Many of us measure our value by whether someone else chooses us. But here's the truth. Your worth is not a reflection of someone else's ability to recognize it. When someone cannot meet you in your fullness, it doesn't mean you're too much. It means you've been offering your heart to someone unequipped to honor it. Embracing self-worth means choosing boundaries over burnout, refusing to make yourself small to fit into their world, and asking, does this connection support my growth or does it suppress it? When we choose ourselves fully, unapologetically, we stop negotiating our worth. we start attracting people who never ask us to prove ourselves, because healthy love is built on transparency, not jealousy, not control, and most certainly not fear. Before we go any further, if this message is speaking to your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. I am sharing a piece of me in hopes of healing a piece of you. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing yourself. Letting go can feel terrifying. It feels like grief, even feels like failure. Like maybe you didn't try hard enough, but love isn't measured by longevity. Some of our important relationships will not last forever, and that's okay. They were our teachers, not our destinations. Psychologists say people don't leave painful situations until the pain of staying becomes greater than the fear of leaving. I really want to take a minute just to say that again. Psychologists say people don't leave painful situations until the pain of staying becomes greater than the fear of leaving. And when that moment comes, when staying feels heavier than leaving, that's when real freedom begins. One of my dear friends made that brave choice. After some time alone, one day, just on a random trip to the supermarket, she was reaching for an apple that was rolling off the shelf, and out stretched a hand to catch it. It was the hand she would later put a ring on. Today, she's happily married to that guy. Letting go made room for something new, something magical. Healing is possible, and so is a beautiful new future. Healing doesn't happen in a straight line, but every step forward counts. After a relationship ends, there is an uncomfortable silence. You're left with yourself, and sometimes that feels unrecognizable. But that discomfort, it's not emptiness, it is possibility. Psychologists call it self-expansion, rediscovering your identity beyond someone else's shadow. This is your sacred space to rebuild your dreams, explore your passions, and reconnect with your own spirit. It is okay to miss them. Missing them doesn't mean you made the wrong choice. It just means you had something real at the time. And you're honoring yourself now by making room for something better. Everything you do is a stepping stone to the next thing in your life. You don't need to see the whole staircase just to reach out and take the first step. When I was in this situation, it was emotional, traumatic, and trust me, not easy. Today, years later, I've made a full recovery, I'm happy to say. I've learned my value. It does not define me. It's just a part of my story. If you're hurt or confused, you will regain clarity. Give yourself some time. What if your past isn't something to run from, but something to rise from? You're not starting over. You're starting from wisdom. You now know what fits your soul and what will never again. Real love doesn't ask you to disappear. It meets you fully, messy, complicated, absolutely beautiful. It took me some time, but I had to ask myself, can I live without this person? Am I okay seeing this person move on? I waited patiently. I listened to my intuition. And when it was clear, I was ready to let go. No one else can make that call for you. But when you know, you'll know. Trust me. If you're standing on the edge asking, can I really walk away from what's breaking me today? Let me tell you, you most definitely can. Freedom is so much bigger than what you left behind. Letting go is not failure. It is freedom. It's self-respect. It's the beginning of everything you've been searching for. Every time that life has brought me down so low, I just told myself, I will get back up. I will keep going. I will not stop. I will get to where I'm supposed to be. And I will not give up on me. We all can make that decision to get back up, no matter how many times we fall. If yesterday broke you, let today be your new beginning. You deserve it. You deserve a fresh start, no matter how many fresh starts it takes. Become the master of your emotions. Become the architect of your life. Thanks so much for watching. If someone you know can benefit from today's message, please share it with them. Just knowing someone cares can make all the difference. Please watch my next video. Let your old self go. Stop going back to the past. Your past is not your future. Every day is a fresh chance to grow, evolve, and become who you truly are meant to be. If you're ready to move forward, your future is waiting, and it's brighter than you can ever imagine. Go find your joy, and remember, you are not alone.